We often see videos of police recorded by people that help tell the story of traffic stops, shootings, and other police encounters.
But what are we really seeing? Some say it's police brutality. Others call it justice.
10 on Your Side is investigating what your rights are and what are the rights of police. Andy Fox got the answers from people who know. Andy, what'd you find out?
And Nicole, they don't agree. Former prosecutor Harvey Bryant said in his entire career, he never saw a case where police shot or used excessive force on a cooperating person. Attorney Sonny Stallings said you don't pepper spray and then tase a 17-year-old cornered in the back of a car. But what they do agree on is you need to know your rights.
You're going to keep your hands visible at all times. Step out of the vehicle.
Police smell marijuana in this car, giving them legal probable cause to search the car. We watched the Virginia Beach stop with former Virginia Beach Police Chief Jake Jaycox and former Commonwealth's Attorney Harvey Bryant.
The officer needs to get him out of the car for the officer's safety and to ensure that any contraband that may be in the car from the smell of marijuana is not destroyed.
No one will touch me until my mother is here. That's understood. I'm 17 years old.
It doesn't matter legally. The officer's commands apply to him whether he's a juvenile or an adult.
Everyone we interviewed thought Brandon, the 17-year-old, was wrong not to get out of the car. And his attitude towards police was wrong too. Attorney Joe Lindsay.
They're talking about smelling marijuana. They've got the right to investigate further. And in that sense, you have to be cooperative with them.
Get the off me, man.
Yeah! Brandon is not cooperating. Police can use reasonable force to get him out. They pepper spray him.
Video. It's on video.
Hey, I'm 17 years old. Stop. Stop it now. Stop it. I'm calling my mother. Stop it.
After a second shot of pepper spray, Brandon is tased 3 times.
Stop, sir. Taser. Get out of the vehicle now.
Is this reasonable force? Virginia Beach Police Chief Jim Cervera.
Once the taser was utilized, it was outside of policy.
Attorney Sonny Stallings says the pepper spray and tasing all look unreasonable.
You don't tase him to remove him from the car unless you're threatened. Where was the threat to the officer? He was argumentative, the young man, probably being a jerk. But that doesn't justify a tase.
There is sharp disagreement on reasonable force. The U.S. Supreme Court has ruled the reasonableness is from the perspective of a reasonable officer on the scene. Reasonable force is judgment, but here's an example of horrifying unreasonable force that leads to death and a police officer being charged with murder. However, it should be noted this shooting incident began when Walter Scott ran away from police officer Michael Slager. Everyone we interviewed thought you don't run from police. When you do, you give them the probable cause to continue investigating. Let's talk about your rights, which include asking police anything you want to.
Am I being detained?
Yes.
I'm being detained?
Yes.
In that Virginia Beach stop, Courtney Griffith asked her status.
If they start investigating a crime, she's in detention. She has her Miranda rights apply, and they advise of her rights.
They are known as Miranda rights, and they must be read to you by police before questioning. You have the right to remain silent and refuse to answer questions.
You should do it respectfully, but you can let it be known that you don't have a desire to talk about the investigation.
Anything you do or say may be used against you in court. You have the right to consult an attorney before speaking to police. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to you before any questioning. If you decide to answer questions without an attorney present, you still have the right to stop answering at any time until you talk to an attorney. Now, remember that Virginia Beach video? You have a constitutional right to videotape any police encounter as long as it does not interfere with an investigation. But there's this. During Courtney Griffith's stop, police turned off her cell phone. On this point, there is disagreement. Bryant says police can turn off the cell phone.
He's legally allowed to turn off the cell phone at that point. And the United States Supreme Court says he can keep that in his possession.
Griffith's attorney says no way.
This phone was not interfering with any investigation, which is a requirement.
Griffith also claims police then deleted the video of the stop, but she recovered it from the phone's trash bin.
If he deleted it, then it may be considered an effort to tamper with evidence, an attempt destruction of personal property, which also would be a crime.
It appears the officer messing with the phone has created possible issues that aren't going away soon. Courtney Griffith is considering a civil liberties lawsuit that her constitutional rights were violated. This is the new age of rights, the rights you have to use your cell phone to tape police stops. Go to WAVY.com to see more on your rights and the rights of law enforcement. I'm Andy Fox. 10 on your side.